Hi, Chetan.
Hello, nice to see you.
You too. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. And everyone, welcome to another episode of Eventprofs Together at Home. I am Sabrina Myers from Hot Hospitality Exchange, and today I'm speaking with Chetan. Now, myself and Chetan have known each other for a little while now, I would say, and we, I think, met at a trade show or a forum, I want to say as well. But it was definitely when I still used to live in London. We were kind of moving around within the similar circles of mutual friends and colleagues in the industry in London. Now, he is doing some fantastic stuff right now during this time with his platform. And I'm going to hand it over to Chetan now, who's going to tell us a little bit about who he is, what he does, where he is right now, and what he's up to. So over to you, Chetan.
Okay, hi Sabrina, hi everyone. Chetan, founder of micebook. I used to be in the event agency world, doing lots of lovely stuff all over the world, traveling, which we all miss, I know. And then I was just frustrated with how we worked, so I set up micebook to be a digital platform. Find all sorts of supplies around the world, find inspiration, but log it all so that me and my colleagues as an agency or a corporate can find it. So that was micebook and is micebook now. Alongside micebook, we have always done a lot of content. We've done a lot of written articles, Departure Lounge every week, where we're talking about the industry, new openings, etc. And essentially, when this COVID-19 hit, early days when an M&IT awards, were you there, Sabrina?
I was not, but I did see a lot of the updates.
So I was at the awards dinner, 1,000 odd people, but I realized that every conversation was about COVID-19. So then we put an emergency round table together the following week with agency leaders, realizing this is big, actually, bigger than we probably think or thought at that time. And since then, we've been doing lots of content, whether it's through our micebook talks every Wednesday at 3 p.m. or which we convert into a podcast. Essentially, it's a live webinar. And it's discussing topics that are really impacting the industry. And my God, has it moved every 2 weeks? It's just a different set of circumstances, set of challenges, everything from postponing to June, July.
Yeah.
Now we're postponing to Q3.
Yeah.
Now we're postponing to Q4. Actually, they're not postponements, they're just cancellations, etc., etc. So we're just trying to share best practice, share knowledge with the content stuff we're putting out.
Absolutely. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. I have been following over the last few weeks, and I think it's not just content it's important for the UK events industry, but global. I think it's great insight for everyone that's in the industry, wherever they may be. So thank you very much for putting that content up there. And so, Chen, you are obviously, you work from home quite a lot in general. So you have a space that is dedicated to working from home and around that scenario. How has your daily schedule changed in this time, in this period of lockdown?
Well, as you say, I work from home a fair bit anyway, at least a couple of times a week. So I'm set up. And so in that sense, it's not a big change for me. And my team's quite virtual anyway. So we're all quite used to working from home and in that sense. But I guess what has changed is the amount of work. We are busy. I don't know why. Of course, revenue streams are minimal, but the content work, the webinars, the podcast, all of that has meant that actually I'm working all day every day. But
yeah, I hear you.
It keeps you going. I mean, you've got to find a way to be productive.
Absolutely. And visible, and stay relevant, which is what we're all doing right now, I think. So what are your 3 daily essentials?
3 daily essentials. So AirPods.
Yep.
Really useful. Obviously I'm not going to talk about computer and phone. I love this pen, which is just a nice pen that I sit with a book or a piece of A4 paper, and it kind of helps my brain just release and feel creative. And weirdly, I don't know if you can guess what this is.
Is that for your back?
It's for your back and my butt, basically. So I sit so much now
Yeah.
that my lower back, so I just a roller. So those are my different essentials, but because I'm sitting so much all day, every day, we're not out and about meeting people. So
in this time, have you come to any kind of realizations about yourself? Any habits that have kind of come to light that you didn't recognize earlier?
I'm going to say no, not really, because a lot of the environment is the same for me. I mean, for other people, I know it possibly is it's really different because they are in an office never 9 to 5. I know, not in this industry, but you know what I mean. The setting is very different for me. It's not a departure from what I'm used to. So can't give you a clever answer. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. I mean, it doesn't have to. I mean, for you, it hasn't. Aside from the extra content work, it's, I would say, not a lot for your direct work environment has changed as much. So that's completely understandable. But what are you doing from a wellness perspective, kind of both mentally and physically?
I think this definitely it takes its toll on you, and you may not realize it. And I posted about this before on LinkedIn that, early on I had a couple of nightmares, and you realize that's how you're sort of processing everything that's going on. And so I'm not saying I've done anything specific, but I think keeping really productive, keeping the day hours, and so being busy.
Yeah.
We go for a walk as a family as part of 1 hour exercise, which is really healthy. And I'm doing a lot of kind of stretching core exercise in the afternoon. And I go for a run a couple of times a week in the mornings. So those exercise things are nothing new for anyone, but it's important just to try and keep that routine and keep productive. But probably being productive is the most beneficial, I'd say.
And so, obviously right now we're all consuming a lot of content online. We're watching a lot of things, we're reading, perhaps you've taken up more reading, we're listening. A lot of content is being consumed in all its forms. Is there anything that has been bringing you joy or entertainment and positive vibes in the last few weeks that you've been that you can recommend to us?
Nothing specific in terms of any particular writer, but I think what has been good is the amount of content being pushed out there by different sources, different personal people writing what they're going through. All of those things help you kind of see things from a different angle, realize you're not, we're all in this together, which is a phrase that, like we're using a lot, but what does it mean? Well, through those kind of, we're doing a series of chronicles on our kind of newsletter where you're just reading about people's experiences, some of the things that you're doing with these interviews, just seeing what other people are doing around the world. I think it's the general level of content in our industry that's being posted is good, and that's keeping me, active, and I'm enjoying reading what the industry's sharing. And then what's great is that people are really sharing personal, truthful experiences, and not just sugarcoating stuff and saying, "Oh, I'm great." And that's good because I like, it helps you kind of get through it.
So with that, and all this content that we're consuming, are you practicing any kind of digital detox at all?
No. No. I mean, I kind of get overwhelmed with the amount of things pinging left, right, and center on my screen and phone.
Yeah.
But if it didn't, I think I'd get anxiety.
As in, why is it not?
What's happened? Why have I got a ping for the last 4 minutes? Something's wrong. So I'm addicted. I'm so addicted. And all weekend, I'm scrolling Instagram, I'm scrolling LinkedIn. I even thought that I have to detox and even just for an hour, I just don't look. So I think the walks are good because I walk with the family, and then it's a half an hour walk, and I don't touch my phone at all.
Yeah.
That's probably it. I think apart from that half an hour, and if I'm asleep.
It's one way to escape, in a way. That's my kind of escape route to the outside world, in a way, if that sounds strange, but it is, and that's the only escape route right now for everyone. So, I really jump on that escape route a lot more often than. And
in this industry where we're used to meeting so much, each other at socials, at whatever it might be, whereas other industries aren't. You know, they meet their work colleagues, and that could be it. Whereas
Yeah.
so we've actually always had an added desire, or we're built into us to have that social interaction even more so. So
Absolutely.
maybe we would consume it more than most.
Absolutely. So once this lockdown is over and everything starts to open up again gradually in London, where is the first place that you want to go?
If it's just like a local thing, I think I miss just going to play badminton with some other family friends that we play badminton with,
Yeah.
which is not the most exciting thing. But a bit of sport, a bit of fun, and that's kind of, I miss that. We've just loved doing it, and we meet certain family friends, and so social as well as sport.
Yeah.
So it's a very regular thing that I miss.
Yeah, absolutely. And once we can all travel again and we are going on an actual plane to go somewhere, where would you like to go?
I would really like to go to India, which we have booked in December, because
Yeah.
we have a family wedding, which we're really looking forward to.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And it would be amazing, but let's face it, it's unlikely to happen. So I reckon it's probably going to be, more realistically, something like France by Eurostar, or something a bit. Because if you're going with family, there's also that nervousness about how we will travel, but what's going to be in our minds psychologically safest, and that's going to be more local, and it could be UK, it could be Eurostar to somewhere in Europe, maybe Spain, I don't know, but yeah, we're going to be on the same mental and psychological restrictions as well as barriers, and what countries will let you in and let you out and not quarantine you and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
That's a whole let's not go there.
We're going to aim for Europe being your answer.
And narrow it down to Europe.
Summary. So my last question, Chetan, is, do you have any words of advice for us event profs who are all in this situation together?
No. No. I guess it's different. Depends who's listening, watching. If you've been building a business for 5, 10, 15 years, you've got a pretty heavy whack. Yeah. Depending on how your business is set up, you've got overheads, you've got salaries, you've got such a different challenge. Yeah. So to them, it's going to be tough. But I think to people that are entering the industry or just new into the industry or want to join, for them, I'd say this is an amazing opportunity. This is, the rule book's ripped up. Established players are going to struggle. What a time to have a startup in any capacity. What a time to explore and take that opportunity where all these established businesses and ways of doing things were the barriers to entry. Now they're not as much anyway. So you've got the ability, you've got technology, which is far better than it's ever been. So my advice is that try stuff, get out there, be agile, iterate as always, and see what works, because it's an exciting opportunity for those people. And that's not going to be the right advice for a lot of people, because they're in the here and now of very established businesses and got a lot of challenges to overcome. But for others, what an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic advice, actually. Yeah, great words. Thank you so much, Chetan. And thank you for your time today that you've given to me for the chat. And I hope that, fingers crossed, we will meet again in real life at some point this year. I don't know, but definitely, hopefully sooner rather than later. And so thank you again. And
thanks for having me.
And thank you everyone for watching another episode of Eventprofs Together at Home. I'm Sabrina Myers from Hot Hospitality Exchange. Stay positive, stay motivated, keep busy, as Chetan said. We just got to keep on keeping on. And wait for the next episode. Take care, everyone, and bye.